Talk about making a grand entrance. TCU burst into the Big 12 scene last year with the best defense in the conference, but will they have the offense to match this year? Here to help us answer that question and more, managing editor Pete Futak. And one would automatically think, Pete, that the offense would be better with the return of Casey Pachall, but there are issues that Gary Patterson also has to address on offense.
Well, issue number one, you got to play LSU to start the season. You got to be ready to come out rocking and rolling. The offensive line's going to be fine. They lose some key parts, though. James Fry, center, Blaze Foltz at guard. Those guys are the true leaders up front. Pachall coming back is a really, really big deal. He's an NFL caliber quarterback. I think he's going to bounce back huge, have a monster season, but he does lose his number one target in Josh Boyce. They got to get the running back situation settled. And again, starting off the season with LSU, they got to have that offense working, and it's got to be crisp from game one. It might take a couple games. That's what you get Southeast Louisiana for, but unfortunately that comes afterwards.
As good as TCU's defense was last year, even more impressive, I think, when you consider two of the top four offenses in the country were from the Big 12. Why do you think they could be even better in 2013?
They were fantastic. Well, they get 9 starters back. I mean, they lose Kenny Kane, they lose Stanzu Mapanga up front, but you look at the talent that's returning. They lose Devontae Fields for the first 2 games of the season, violation of team rules. It's going to hurt against LSU, obviously, but everyone else is back. This is a fast, aggressive, talented defense. It's back to form, and like you said, last year wasn't quite the best year they could have possibly had in the Big 12, but that defense was still number 1 in the conference. They were still strong against the run. They are fast, they're active, the coaching staff knows what it's doing, and they're very, very experienced.
So looking at the Frogs' schedule, as you mentioned, they open with LSU. They also have the road games at Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Kansas State. Could this team actually be better in 2013? And maybe not better in the win-loss?
Exactly right. I mean, you look at this team, they look fantastic. I really like what they've got coming back, especially with Pachall, who might actually be the best quarterback in the conference. But you start out the season with LSU, that's one of those measuring sticks. What are they going to be this year? What can they do? I don't think they beat the Tigers, but if at least they play well, they can know that, okay, maybe this is the year that we can kind of bounce back and play with these Big 12 teams a little more. But like you mentioned, you look at this schedule, it's brutal. At Texas Tech, at Oklahoma, at Oklahoma State. Even going to Iowa State's kind of tough. At Kansas State's kind of nasty. But if they can get through that first part of the schedule, it opens up a little bit for them. I think they're going to be really hot in November, but if they can just kind of tread water for a while, kind of sneak out with a win or two, maybe they can be 9-3, 8-4, but I think they're going to end up 7-5.
All right, 7-5. Okay, could go one way or the other.
They'll be better than that, but some of them just bad schedule, good team.
Keep that in the back of your mind. All right, Pete, thanks very much. For more on Texas, Texas Tech, and the rest of the Big 12, check out the other previews on our website, campusinsiders.com.